한국에서 노벨 수상자와 GMO에 대해서 검색하면 단 두 가지 사례밖에 뜨지 않습니다. 첫 번째는 노벨 수상자들이 GMO에 대해 반대했다는 것이고, 두 번째는 노벨 수상자들이 제이번이라는 사람에게 피해를 받아서 몬산토와 결탁을 했다. 이렇게 두 가지 내용밖에 없습니다. 이에 대해서 어떤 것이 사실인지 듣고 싶습니다.
Okay, well, you should show me that, because every Nobel laureate, when they joined the campaign, said specifically that they didn't, and I've heard nothing to the contrary. We had two laureates who I'd asked to join the campaign, who said no, because they did have ties to agribusiness. So if you can find otherwise, please tell me. And if all you're doing is reading advertising that Greenpeace have put out, then that's where you're getting your misinformation from. But I can assure you, the Nobel laureates have no connection with Monsanto. You know, some of them probably wish they did. You know, maybe Monsanto could give us some money.
좋은 말씀 감사합니다.
저기 흰 모자 쓰신 분.
Question over here.
질문 드리겠습니다. 그 연사님께서는 GMO가 안전하다는 것을 역설하시고, 그래서 저희들도 많은 믿음을 갖게 됐습니다. 그런데 그 그린피스 같은 단체에서 적극 반대를 했다는데, 이 GMO가 앞으로의 지구상의 식량 해결을 하는 한 가지 방법으로 지금 인식이 되고 있는데요. 그러면은 그린피스의 사람들은 GMO를 반대한다면 앞으로 식량 문제를 어떻게 했으면 좋겠다는 어떤 대안을 가지고 반대를 하는 건지 좀 말씀해 주세요.
Well, you know, the standard argument from the anti-GMO people is that the problem is not a shortage of food, but a lack of distribution. Well, if you look in the US, where we have way more food than we could reasonably eat because we throw half of it away, you will find many people in the poorer parts of the country who go to bed hungry every night. So we've shown already how well we're able to distribute food just within the US. If you can tell me how we're going to get that food into the backwaters of Africa and South America and Asia, I'd like to see it. I think most of the farmers, subsistence farmers, they have small plots of land and they are growing plants that have just never been subjected to any sort of modification by traditional, by good plant breeding. And those are the people that we can help. And the nice thing is, there are plenty of scientists in Africa who know how to do this sort of stuff, and they could do it. It would be very easy. The banana that I showed you, this has all been developed by scientists in Kenya. No Western scientists have been involved, and so these countries can help themselves. Their local scientists can do it. And so I think Greenpeace are more interested in trying to dig up dirt about the scientists who are in favor of GMOs than they are in trying to solve the problem.
예, 선 박사님. 이하신 박사님.
죄송합니다. 나도 굉장히 깊은 이론을 가지고 GMO에 대해서 설명해서 잘 이해가 됐습니다. 근데 문제는 과학자들은, 이 분야에 일하는 과학자들은 거의 대부분이 GMO에 대한 거부 반응이나 그런 위험성, 이것이 없다는 것을 인식을 합니다. 그런데 문제는 아까 그린피스도 있습니다만은 상당한 소비자들은 지금도 이것에서 반신반의하거든요. 그래서 그런 사람들을 어떻게 설득해야 되는가, 또 어떻게 이해시켜야 하는가. 그래서 로버트 교수님은 이런 경험이 많으니까 그런 소비자들 또는 그런 이런 GMO 있는 오거나이제이션들, 이런 사람들을 설득하는 방법이 어떤 것이 가장 효과적인가, 그런 것을 한번 얘기해 보죠.
Well, if I had a magic bullet, I would be happy to tell you what it was. Okay? The real problem is that most of us as scientists feel that if we can just explain the science to everybody, that they will get it, and you don't need to do anything else. But in fact, most of the people who are against GMO are against it for emotional reasons. So this is because Greenpeace and the Green parties have done such a good job of scaring people. You know, they talk about frankenfoods. They talk about the great plagues that could come, how you could eat this food, it's going to kill you. Without any evidence whatsoever, and they just scare you. And they do everything that the movie makers do, you know? It's horror movies, scary movies. These do really well in the box office. People like to be scared from time to time. And Greenpeace and the anti-GMO people have just played on this and done very well. And that's why I like to try to focus on problems that are soluble with GMOs that really tug at the heartstrings. I think, you know, when you hear that children are dying in Africa, going blind
그런 접근 방식을 취하고 있지 않습니다. 그러니까 실질적으로 아프리카에서는 많은 아이들이 기근으로 문제를 겪고 있고, 그다음에 베타카로틴이
I've not heard anybody yet from among the general public who will tell me that is a bad thing to do and we shouldn't do it. Okay? It's only the GMO activists who will tell you that's a bad thing to do. And then you ask them what to do and they say, oh well, we'll just hand out vitamin A pills to everybody. Well, that's a distribution problem that's not so straightforward. And so I think one has to try this. And I like the insulin story. You know, if GMOs are so bad, I bet there are plenty of anti-GMO activists who are diabetic and take insulin all the time from their favorite GMO bacteria. You know, these people, they're dreadful. And if that doesn't work, I say we lock them up.
예, 생명공학연구원에서 김창진이라고 합니다. 두 가지 질문을 드리고 싶은데요. 지금 한국의 경우를 보면은 이제 연구, 과학기술의 정책 펀딩에 있어서는 GMO 관련 연구를 활발하게 하도록 지원되고 있는 반면에 일반 국민들에 대해서는 법규로는 GMO를 사용으로 선택을 할 수 있지만은 일반적으로 국민들이 그걸 받아들이지 않는 그런 입장이 있는데, 세계적으로 이제 보면 관련된 논문들이 식물 분야에서는 GMO 관련 연구들 논문이 많이 나오는 것으로 봐서 정부에서는 GMO 반대를 하지만은 연구 부분에서는 그렇게 지원하는 나라들이 많을 것 같은데, 한국 같은 그런 입장에 있는 나라들이 혹시 있는지 좀 알고 싶고요. 또 한 가지는 종교적 리더들을 많이 만나보셨다고 하는데, 혹시 기독교 프로테스탄트 리더들 혹시 만나보시고 어떤 의견 나누신 적이 있는지, 또 경험이 있으시면 좀 나눠주시기 바랍니다.
Okay, so this issue of funding for research into GMOs is actually quite a tricky one. In Europe, the funding has almost dried up. In the US, there is funding from the plant companies. Agribusiness will put money into this. The USDA, which should be funding this sort of stuff, will put almost no money into it these days. In Africa, most of the funding comes from private foundations. So the Gates Foundation is putting in a lot of money. Two Blades Foundation puts in money. So there are a lot of private foundations putting in money to help in Africa. But the bottom line is, unless you have government regulations that will allow you to then make a product and commercialize it and get it out to the farmers, you can do all the research you want and it's not going to go anywhere. There are plenty of products just waiting to go. They've already been developed. They're ready to go. Field trials have been done, but the appropriate regulations that would be necessary to go forward are not there yet. Now, there's a very important vote taking place in Uganda at the moment. And the president of Uganda, the prime minister of Uganda, and a number of the politicians, the agricultural minister, are all very much in favor of GMOs because Uganda is having a very big problem just at this moment. And so the hope is that they will become one of the first African countries really to embrace GMOs and say these are fine and we should use them and everything. And that's what we need. We need one or two politicians in the developing world to say, hey, we're going to embrace this and tell the Europeans to go to hell. Because the Europeans are just causing problems there. I find it, just appalling what they're doing. You see people dying on the farms, and yet they're telling them not to take GMOs. That is terrible. So I met with the Prime Minister of Uganda recently, and I'm hopeful that they will do something. The bill they have in front of the Parliament is not the best, but it's better than nothing. And there are several other African countries where I think if it just one took the lead, others would follow. So Museveni, who is the president of Uganda, is widely respected by other presidents in neighboring countries. I think if he says, yes, these are okay, we'll get it all to go, there will be others who will join him and who will follow. And one of the arguments that I've made, and I made it to the Prime Minister of Uganda, which he liked very much, was that for years the Europeans really screwed Africa. They went, they colonized, they caused immense problems there. Now's the time to really tell the Europeans to go to hell and stop interfering in our local policies. Let us get on and do our own things. And he thought that was wonderful. And maybe he can sell that message in Uganda. I don't know, but I'm hopeful.
제가 한 가지 더 질문을 드렸는데 받으신 것 같은데 미국의 컨servative 크리스찬 리더들하고 혹시 관련된 얘기를 나눠보셨는지?
Yeah, I haven't. I know that within the religious groups in the US, there's a variety of opinions. So they are not uniform in their opposition or support.
의견이 단일화되지가 않았습니다. 모두 종교일과 GMO 찬성이다 반대다 이렇지가 않고요. 반대하시는 분들도 있고 찬성하는 분들도 있습니다. 종교계에 대해서 제가 설득하기 위해서 제가 뭐 만나보거나 한 게 아니고요. 지금 일단 실제로 전 세계적으로 카톨릭 신자가 많이 있고 교황께서 영향력이 상당히 많기 때문에 제가 교황을 만나본 적이 있고요. 또 교황의 이러한 입장이 유럽에도 여러 가지 영향을 미칠 수 있다고 생각이 됩니다. 그래서 어느 정도 예, 제가 시간이 많지가 않기 때문에 모든 분들을 만나볼 수는 없습니다.
Another chance to
그렇기 때문에
ask a question.
중의 질문은 여기까지만
In the next
받도록
session there
하겠습니다.
is some